Now that I'm ready to print, I need a couple of things. I need my picture on one side, my color burst design, and I need my foam over on the other side. Because I'm right-handed, I want to have my foam on this side because we're going to be using a printmaking brayer to roll on top of the foam. So I'm going to roll with my right hand, so I want to keep this on the right side. So you want to set up your placemat so you have an area for your artwork and an area to roll, because you want to roll in the same place every time because that ink is going to get on the sloppy copy paper. We don't want that ink kind of messing with our final design. So what you're going to be doing, you're going to be sharing one of these trays with the person who sits across from you, and it's going to have some printing ink. And what you will have to do is spread this ink out. So you want to go kind of back and forth, making kind of a rectangular shape with it. And then once you have the ink spread, you can roll in it, take turns rolling in the ink. You will have your own brayer. And then what you're going to do, have this ready to go. I'm going to ink on top of this. So you should be able to see your line designs showing through. Make sure this stays far away from your roller. So I can see where it's got a lot of ink kind of showing through. If you need to kind of get a little bit of that ink off, or if you need to add more ink, that's fine. You don't want to wait too long to print. So I'm just going to hope for the best here, see how it goes. So again, you're going to want to press this. And this is my corner spot, so I'm sorry. I do believe I forgot to mention putting that arrow in. So we'll have to make sure that we have those arrows on our foam. So we want to make sure that arrow is pointing towards the center of our picture. So I'm going to go ahead and press this down. The arrow is pointing to the center, and I'm just going to work on giving this a little massage. You don't want to take it off too soon, so make sure you're really pressing. Once you think you've done this for enough, you've gotten over all the edges, even the center, then you can peel this off and see what it looks like. So good. So it turned out pretty good. It was a little heavy on the ink right here, but otherwise it turned out fairly well. So now I would not just go pressing this down again. You need to re-ink it. Make sure you have a nice even layer of ink. So I'm going to bring this back over, roll my brayer in the ink again, make sure I've got a nice coating on there. And this time it's a little bit more tricky because your plate already has some ink on it, so you can't tell if you've missed a spot. So you want to make sure you get a nice coating of ink on there. And this time we have to be thinking about where that arrow is going. So I have to find my arrow on the back, and your fingers are going to get messy. We will get wipes at the end. Find that arrow. That arrow needs to be pointing towards the middle of your design. Okay, so I've got it lined up the best I can. You kind of get one shot to line it up, so you can't just like pick it up and move it, or else you're going to mess with your print. So giving it a nice little massage. Make sure that you've pressed it down all over. Pretty good. It doesn't line up exact because of my design, but it's pretty close. So it still has an interesting kind of radial design to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 2 more times, making sure that each time that arrow that I have is pointed, and my arrow is a little hard to see, but it's pointing up to that corner, pointing up to the corner. So just be mindful of that whenever you are pressing that foam on to ink it. If you need any more ink at your table, please just raise your hand, but it goes a long way. You probably won't need to have a refill. I'll be coming around to check.
Open up, you OPN, pitch you won't BBM.
have it.